to CZsWorld. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new pre-roll ad for the Nun, but you might want to turn your volume down. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to. People are losing their minds right now over this YouTube pre-roll ad for the Nun. I assume you've probably seen it if you're watching this video, but if not, it looks like this. And this was brought to my attention by a tweet going viral right now by a user named Apple, who says, "Warning, if you see an ad on YouTube with the volume sign being turned down and nothing else, it's a jump scare for the new Nun movie coming out. I advise you to look away and/or turn down the volume if you have anxiety or just straight up dislike jump scares. Please retweet to save a life." And that tweet has amassed over 100,000 retweets in just 24 hours. There are articles being written about this, and people are actually calling for YouTube to take down the ad. To which I have to say, Apple and whoever else is tweeting about this right now, why you gotta go and ruin the fun for everyone, like me, who hasn't seen the ad yet and would have enjoyed that little scare. I mean, people are acting like this is something like the public needs to be aware of. It's not like the Nun comes out of your screen and punches you in the face. It's a loud noise, not a safety hazard. And don't you dare call for this ad to be taken down. We just got through the adpocalypse, and it's hard enough for horror creators like myself to earn a living because many brands no longer consider horror content to be safe to advertise on. So we finally have an ad that is tailor-made to run in front of horror channels, and you are not going to take that away from us, just so that you don't get startled for 2 seconds. Not to mention that as long as you have ad personalization turned on in your Google settings, which, I mean, why would you not? I mean, if you have to see ads, you might as well see ones that are relevant to your interests. But if you have this on and you don't like horror movies, you probably won't see the ad anyways. My ads are personalized to include horror, and I still haven't seen this come up. And to be honest, as much as I love the concept of this ad, and it reminds me of the classic YouTube screamer videos from the mid-2000s that you never really see anymore, this one's not really fooling anybody. I mean, first of all, it uses the Mac OS volume icon, and I don't know, maybe there's a different version of the ad for Android or Windows, but unless you're on Mac and you're browsing full screen so that the icon is actually centered on screen, you're probably not going to fall for it. But just look at some of these responses. They need to display a warning before such ads. I cannot stand watching or even listening to anything related to the horror genre. My heart's too fragile to take it, and my mind F's up bad and ends up haunting me for the rest of my life. Well, no, if you put a warning, that completely ruins it. I mean, the point of the ad is to catch you off guard and get your attention. It's marketing 101. I watched it muted and I'm still on the verge of tears. Are we really that soft now that people are in tears over a 6-second advert? I mean, I'm so sick of everything being watered down for my spineless excuse of a generation. Everything is constantly complained about to the point that those of us with common sense can't have nice things because Therese here cannot handle the sight of a fictional character. Great. I'm already having anxiety from knowing this exists. YouTube, would you please revise this ad? It really isn't costumer friendly. Well, actually, the Nun costume is very well done. In my opinion, the costumers did a great job. But if you feel like this ad is giving you too much anxiety, I'd recommend you crawl back into the womb from which you came from, because you're not quite ready for the real world yet. I won't be watching YouTube videos for a while then. I jump scares. This is actually interesting because usually when someone says they dislike jump scares, it's because a movie relies on jump scares too much and doesn't build that suspense that you need for a jump scare to have a good payoff. Personally, I really like jump scares when they're done well, and in the context of this ad, it uses the volume icon to throw off the viewer, so if the prerequisites of being on a Mac and being full screen are met, I think it's a clever advert. But it is a bit random theming-wise, like what do computers have to do with a Romanian nun demon? It would have actually fit better for a horror movie about technology like Unfriended or Friend Request or Scary Friend Internet Movie. And it looks like before I even had a chance to finish up this video and post it, YouTube has already gone ahead and taken down the ad. And they do point to this article on their ad policy where they do have rules against violent and shocking ads and content, including promotions that are likely to shock or scare. But then they say what they consider to be shocking factors in ads is whether the video shows scenes containing violent and or graphic imagery that can be shocking and disturbing to viewers, whether the video shows a graphic aftermath of a violent act, whether the shots of violence or gore are the focal point of the scene in the video, and whether the violence contained in the video is realistic when posted in dramatic context, and they also go on to say that other factors include the camera angle and focus and clarity of the images in the video. So it looks like this Nun ad doesn't technically have any of these factors that they consider to be shocking, but I'm sure we'll never hear a statement on it, and my advertiser revenue will go down as a result of this. So this is a perfect opportunity for me to say to check out my merch store and maybe pick up an item or two to support the channel. But if you are one of those people whose life was not ruined by this ad, then drop me a like on this video. I'm genuinely curious to see what the like to dislike ratio comes out to be on this one. And remember to subscribe to CZsWorld for more great horror content every week. Ring that death bell for notifications. You know what? Ring that bell loud enough to startle some complainer on the internet. And I'll see you in the next one, assuming we both survive.